Are you feeling a lack of control and not really certain how you can gain a grasp of the reality around you? Then this channeled message is for you. Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Fola, and here on Deep Mind Square, we talk all things magical practices and altered states. And in today's video, I wish to share a intuitively guided channeled message specifically for you, dear listener. So whatever's going on in your life right now, just know that if you are here, this message is most likely for you. And of course, if you're new here, I want to invite you to hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell too. That way you're updated on future video releases and other lovely Reiki energy healings and messages that we might have to share. So let's get into it. And so just tuning into that energy of what control might look like in your life right now. You might notice this in certain parts of your body. I'm going to invite you to breathe into that place now, taking a deep breath in and letting it go. Another deep breath into that particular part of your body and releasing it. And so as you recognize this place within your body, this sensation that is linked to that of the control, whatever that factor might be, that linkage or bridge that's showing up, I'm going to invite you to bring a bit of this rainbow energy to it. The rainbow being this place of like rebirth, renewal, a new opportunity. You may not know necessarily how this is all going to play out for you right now, but that is completely okay. Just imagining this bridge now, linking that place of where you've come from to where you might want to be. And being told here, it's like that paradox. You don't know without duality. You have no idea about what one theme is versus another. You know, how would you know what love is without hate? It would just be this like huge whack of emotion. And so here, the invitation for you to recognize that even within the place of control, it is showing you something new, a new perspective, a rebirthing of a concept of understanding in your life. So whatever that is now, we're just going to clear any energy that might be holding you from really being able to align with this new perspective of what control has been teaching you in your life. Some of you may have gone through different traumatic experiences, childhood experiences, more recent experiences, you know, life in general, just the chaos of what's happened over the last few years. And so that trauma and how it holds in the body, the way the cells imprint that story of your life experience. It's easy to get stuck in the same story, and also to create the same story subconsciously. What is happening here is that hope to control, so that then the known happens, the known happens, the known happens. But it's like, what if we can just lift that veil and look past that old story here? And that means there's going to need to be a little release of that control. And in some cases, a lot of a release of that control. So will you be willing to let it go? Whatever that brings up for you, just breathing into that part now. Just allowing yourself to recognize like, oh, that might feel really tense or tight for me. And I just don't think I can do it. Like, that's okay. Compassion for all of that, all those parts of you. Just a sense of like love and appreciation for all the times that control has actually brought value to your life. Because trust me, it has. I'm sure there are many times that you can kind of replay through that film in your mind of the times where, well, because I had control, you know, I was able to survive this incident or move past this sort of issue or whatever the case might be. Just thanking those experiences. Okay. And now, as we have moved from this place of, control within many of our societies, a lot of systems of operation in society that have held us or oppressed us, led to such an internal and external sort of realization of control. Now we are rebirthing into something completely different. I'm not sure if this is necessarily a non-duality or more like a merging of control and not control, or like surrender. And when I was saying surrender, initially the word that wanted to come through was freedom. And so playing with the concept of what does freedom and what does surrender look like to you? Are they different? Are they one and the same? At what points does the word freedom versus surrender bring up different emotions or different thoughts? Which one makes you feel more comfortable or discomfort? There's something there that many of you may want to spend some time journaling and meditating on what those terms mean for you. You could, of course, tap into the energy of the tarot, looking at the letter Mem for water, the Hanged Man, that image of that complete surrender. Okay? And then I'm also being shown that image of the tower. So that concept of everything kind of crumbling, having to relinquish the control and just kind of free fall so that something new can come to be. So whatever that's bringing up, especially for women, where maybe you haven't really felt a sense of control of your body, if you haven't really felt a sense of control within the concept of birth, birthing, life, creation, procreation, these words that are just kind of showing up, those energy, it's just inviting you to show that compassion and love to yourself. And I say that meaning to just acknowledge that that has happened for you, to you, whatever it's going to be, the way that you need to see it. How can we transition from having things happen to us, for us, by us, and through us? That concept of just this movement. That nothing is happening in a way that's leading you to be victimized. People aren't trying to create messes or do things that harm you necessarily. Of course, though, that can happen. Oftentimes, this has to do with our perception again, being kind of veiled or not being able to see through the smoke. And so whatever that image brings up for you, or things might feel really cloudy or smoky right now, where you might feel like things just aren't a whole lot clear and it's confusing. You feel stuck. We talked about losing hope last week, and that's one concept. Now it's like, hey, where maybe you feel like you have the hope and you're willing to be and do and create and almost fight for what it is that you wish to have in your life. Now it's like, well, all that grasping is kind of just grasping for air, reaching and just trying to catch on to something instead of almost just completely just surrendering by sitting down, laying down, palms upright, and telling spirit, okay, you have to take the reins here. Somewhat ironic, I suppose, as we are in this year, 2023, the Chariot, where, we have the charioteer holding the reins of the chariot, these two balances of Sphinx energies, black and white. How is it then that we can just surrender and let go of those reins? How can we know when it's time to take the reins again? This is all part of that trusting. And I do believe that spirit is going to show you exactly when those moments are. So if things seem to just really be out of your control right now, where are the ways in which you have tried to control in your past and in your present? And can you see these as modes of survival versus thriving? And you're doing the work. You're here. You're listening to this video. You are supporting yourself in all the beautiful ways that you have learned to do so. And ultimately, that means that there is a shift happening, that rebirth across the bridge. And on that other side, I'm seeing like those gods, just basically celebrating you and being like, yeah, you did it. Just like Noah saw that rainbow when the ark was time to find land. It's like everything is happening for a reason, that you will be successful within it all. So this control that has been such a teacher for you, the wisdom that has come from this place of control and grasping, every day the invitation here to just relinquish just an inch of the rope in which you are holding on to. And even if these words mean absolutely nothing to you, you sat through it and just, taken in the energy here, know that it is in fact just the energy, that vibration of the words, of the presence of us aligned here at this moment in time, whenever it is that you watch this video, whether it's today when it's released, whether it's years down the road. Just knowing that you are receiving exactly what it is that you're meant to receive here now. And that is because you relinquished that control. And you followed, you clicked the link, you did this, you took the next step, you paused, you waited, you then moved elsewhere, and wherever it takes you next. Is it you? Is that the divine blueprint? Is it a bit of both? We are actually all one and the same. So again, that duality being non-duality, being duality, being non-duality, I don't even really know. It's all just one and the same. And so just speaking some words, vibrations, to support you. If it helps you to close your eyes as you receive these vibrations, you may do so. Ramayan Dikai Uroyo Sundo Neira Ishtarinto Inarayanani Kurumini Nei Are Siranti Ar Ishtoi Sa Dei Mai na ai orumba ai ki te ei Muro ishtai sorum Dei Emar in Tu hei akarushtoro that even in your control, that place of wanting to hold on tightly, that you are still the same beautiful soul that came to this earth at this time. But there is a reason that this teaching moment has shown up for you. And over the next few months, before 2024, you are going to come into a new place of strength and understanding about yourself and how you've shown up in this world and how you can show up moving forward. So remember that beauty within, without. Remember who you are and that you still exist even when you don't hold on to anything. So I want to thank you for tuning in, sending you all the love, the gratitude for taking the time to partake in this message together. May Spirit continue to open your heart and open your eyes to see, to know, and to understand. May that joy emanate inside of you always. And until next time, I'll see you again soon.